Chapter 4. Let me ask you a question. If you see a black woman do something negative on television, even if it's just an actress playing a part, do you go out and judge the black women that you see in your daily life as exactly the same? Do you go out and make an assumption that the black woman that you pass in the street, see in a shop, see on public transport, see at work or absolutely anywhere, is the same, in her way of thinking or behavior, as the black woman you saw on television? If you do, then you really need to take a look at yourself. That, my friend, is called racism. But here's the news. Black women are all individual, they are not all the same. They are not mindless clones. They are not unintelligent inferiors who have been programmed to live a low life and think low thoughts. Anyone who believes that all black women are the same are showing their lack of intelligence and are not being rational. Let me try and illustrate. When you see a white man in the media who is a pedophile, either in real life or an actor playing a part, do you automatically assume that all white men are pedophiles? Or if you see a white woman who does a negative thing on the television, or a white woman who is gay on the television, do you automatically assume that all white women are gay or dyke perverts? So why is it that you judge all black women in a negative way just because of a black female character in a soap on television, or some other program? You don't do it to other races. Why do you do it to black women? Well, I'll tell you. The answer is, because your heart is not right. You hate black women without a just cause. Some of you have never even gotten to know any black people personally, especially black women, yet you hate them. You have hatred for others in your heart without a cause. You have a racist heart. In Proverbs 12 verse 5 it says the thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceitful. Let me ask you another question. If you go to a Christian gathering and a black man or black woman comes and stands next to you or behind you in the crowd, do you feel that you need to protect your valuables? Do you feel like you may lose your wallet, your purse, your handbag or your phone? Do you automatically assume he or she is a thief, just because of the color of his, or her skin? If you do, it's because your heart is not right. Hebrews 3 verse 12-14 says, Beware, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living God, but exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. If you want to look at race so pettily, then let's just get down to the facts. The majority of people in this country who are gay, are Caucasian or white, if that helps you any. The majority of women in this country who are lesbians, are Caucasian or white women. That is a fact. So anyone who wants to concentrate on black women to find perversion or anything else negative or unnatural, I'm going to tell you something now. It is a truth that you may find objectionable, but there are some people who need to hear it. The following statement may well be the most important statement in the whole book, so even if you forget everything else, please do not forget this next sentence. If you are looking for perversion in someone else, it is because you have issues with your own sexuality. Did you get that? I'm going to say it again. If you are looking for perversion in someone else, it is because you have issues with your own sexuality. How does your mind work when you see one woman looking at another woman? Or maybe not even looking at her, she could just be looking in her direction or even just be in the same vicinity as another woman. If, when you see a woman looking at another woman, you automatically think to yourself, is she a lesbian? Or is she gay? Is she a sexual pervert? I've got news for you. The answer is probably no. But, you are. The pervert, is, you. The Bible says to the pure, all things are pure. Now, if that is the way your mind works, you definitely have issues with your own sexuality and are probably homosexual, lesbian or bisexual, or someone who is attracted to lesbianism, sexual perversion. Either way, you are either sexually attracted to people of your own sex or a pervert who has lesbian fantasies, or both of these things. But instead of dealing with it, because you are in denial of it, you are now looking for a scapegoat, I'm talking to women and men out there. Both. It makes no difference. Both men and women are doing this. Instead of dealing with the sexual perversion in your own heart, because you are in denial of it, you are now looking for a scapegoat. A long time ago I briefly studied psychology. Now I know some people don't agree with psychology. I do not agree with the humanistic aspects of it, but there are some good things as well as not so good. In psychology there is a term for this type of behavior. It's called projecting. This is when a person judges somebody else according to what they know they are themselves. For example, if a person is dishonest, he is more likely to suspect other people of being dishonest as well. Let's give you an example. You have a man who's extremely honest. He's honest in all his ways. In everything he does he is honest. He has recently met a new friend who's a very dishonest man and very deceitful. If he thinks he can get away with doing something dishonest, he will try to. If he can make a fast buck through lying and cheating, he will. He is proud of his dishonesty. Well, one evening in the pub, they were talking about their tax returns. The dishonest friend bragged about how he'd fiddled his and saved X amount of money. He asked his new friend about his. His friend said his was all above board and filled in correctly and honestly. "Yeah, sure," said the first man, cynically. "Yep, that's right," answered the honest friend. The dishonest man answered, "No, I'm not having that. You're telling porkies." "No, I'm not," said the honest friend. "I don't do that kind of thing. It's not worth it." "Yeah, all right, you little liar," laughed the dishonest friend. "No, seriously," protested the honest friend. His dishonest friend retorted, "I don't believe you. Come on, you can tell me. What did you do? Come on, let's hear it." The honest friend replied, "No, really, I did everything honestly. Everything is totally above board. I believe God watches everything we do and we will all one day reap what we sow. My grandmother taught me that from a very early age and I've never forgotten it." The dishonest friend looked at the honest friend, still with a slight grin on his face. Then breaking into a broad grin he replied, "What's the matter? Don't you trust me? What do you think I'm gonna do, call the police? Why don't you wanna tell me the truth? Come on, fess up. I know you're lying. You must be up to something. Come on, you can tell me." You see, it didn't matter what the honest friend said, the dishonest man just didn't believe him. He wasn't convinced of his new friend's honesty because of his own dishonesty. The dishonest friend just couldn't understand somebody who is honest because he knows he himself is dishonest and he expects other people to be the same as him. It is the same with sexuality. If you are a pervert, you judge other people to be perverts as well. So you go around looking for homosexuality or lesbianism in other people because you know that deep down, that is what you are yourself. And if you only choose women with a darker colored skin to scapegoat, it is because you are a racist. You see them as inferior and that is your comfort zone. It just reinforces the racism you already have in your heart and it makes you feel better to demonize black women and believe that they are all perverts and unnatural, masculine predators. People who are sexually normal don't usually feel the need to look for perversion in other people. Only a pervert looks for a pervert. The Bible says to the pure all things are pure, but to those who are defiled and unbelieving nothing is pure, but even their mind and conscience are defiled. Titus 1 verse 15, if we have something lurking within us secretly which we haven't dealt with, and which we may be ashamed of, instead of dealing with it, we may subconsciously look for it in other people. Let me think of another example. I will try to put it as delicately as possible. There are 3 women, let's call them Woman A, Woman B and Woman C. Woman B and Woman C are sitting separately in a room. Let's say some kind of waiting room. Woman A walks into the room. Woman B looks at Woman A. Now Woman C is the one with the secret sexual problems and with the problem with her own sexuality. Woman C looks at Woman B. She stares at Woman B because Woman B is looking at Woman A, Are you following me or have I lost you? Woman C stares at woman B because she is looking at woman A, then woman C thinks to herself, woman B must be gay because she is looking at woman A. Well, of course woman B is no such thing. Woman B is looking at woman A, in a completely normal, innocent way and is only noticing that somebody has walked into the room, as is normal and only human to do. Absolutely no unclean thoughts are in her mind. She is a normal, heterosexual woman. She is not thinking anything perverted, in fact nothing could be further from her mind. She's not thinking about sex. She's thinking, oh, I hope I get home before the rain starts, or I do like her coat, or I wonder what I'm gonna cook for dinner tonight. Do you see what I mean? Woman B is thinking perfectly normal, clean, everyday thoughts. Yet because woman C has got issues with her own sexuality, and she has unclean thoughts in her own mind, she puts her own dirty mind onto woman B and automatically assumes that woman B is the same as herself. She is projecting the perversion and filth that is within her, onto woman B. Do you understand? That is what happens. The same scenario could be illustrated with 3 men instead of 3 women. Or it could be a mixture of men and women. It doesn't matter what gender the people are. It could be any gender. It could be anywhere. People could be sitting together watching a film, and this kind of thing could happen. People could even be in church, and this kind of thing could happen. Yes, you heard right, in church. This kind of behavior is repulsive. Absolutely disgusting to think about. It is the same with men. Men are doing this as well. If you are a man reading this book or listening to the audio version of this book, I am speaking to you as well. If you are doing this and you are looking at women in this way, looking to find perversion, you have issues with your own sexuality and you are probably attracted to people of your own sex. Friend, you really do need to get this dealt with. Stop scapegoating and get it dealt with. There is a saying, anyone looking for a pervert should look in the mirror. And if you recognize that you do have this particular problem, the problem of being attracted to sexual perversion, but instead of owning up to it and dealing with it, you project it onto others and scapegoat others and judge others for it instead of judging yourself, you need to start being honest about it. Instead of projecting or scapegoating others, look within yourself. Because that's where the problem is. That's where the perversion is.